Why are non-American artists like M.I.A. getting involved in American politics? Would you be pissed if you showed up to a concert and it turned into a political rally? Kid Cudi told M.I.A, hey yo, don't offend the fans. And what'd she do? She made him upset. And now she's M.I.A off the tour. Honestly though, do you take political advice from rappers? Or do you think that nobody should just stay in their lane and talk about whatever they want? Was Kid Cudi power tripping to kick M.I.A off the tour? I guess artists have always been the voice of the people. Do you guys think M.I.A is wrong for saying she's getting canceled because she says she's a Republican, even though she's not even American?
But before we do this song, I want to introduce you to a new song of mine from the new album.
She's never gonna play another show again and her career is finished, because what do you mean you're getting paid a ton of money to open for Kid Cudi? All you need to do is play your songs night after night, and instead you go ahead and alienate his entire audience. The fact that M.I.A was opening up for Big Boy in the first place is ridiculous, but she went on a rant last night saying that she's, quote, being canceled for being a brown Republican voter and that she can't play her song illegal because some of them might be in the audience. The fans stepped up and really put their foot down on this. Kid Cudi just posted on his story saying that as of today, she is officially being kicked off the tour, and for good reason. This explains everything below. But the thing that drives me crazy is that she is explicitly known for saying the craziest things at her shows. So I don't know why he would bring her on tour thinking that this time was going to be any different than the past. She's got like 3 songs. She was popular 15 years ago, so it never made sense to bring her on anyway. But I'm thrilled that instead of keeping her on the tour and just getting the views from anything she said in the future, he did put his foot down and said, get out of here. As of now, they have not replaced her, but at this time, Big Boy and A-Trak are still set to open the tour at select dates.
M.I.A has officially been fired off the Kid Cudi tour after making these remarks. So she was performing in Dallas when she was making controversial and political comments during her set, saying things like, I have been canceled for many reasons. I never thought I've been canceled for being a Republican voter. And then she went on to tease one of her songs called Illegal and said, can't do illegal. Some of you could be in the audience. After this, people started booing her, TikTok videos of her saying this, and the entire crowd went dead after the rest of her set. Now, since then, Kid Cudi announced that M.I.A is no longer part of the tour because originally he said that he told his management team to send her a notice letting her know to not say anything offensive during the shows, especially political things. He was assured that she would not do anything like this, but now since his inbox has been flooded by fans that were upset at the show, he's completely kicked her off the tour. Kid Cudi explained that he doesn't want people to have a bad time during his shows. We don't know who will be replacing her on the tour just yet, but I'll keep you guys up to date.
Chismosas, apparently Kid Cudi has removed M.I.A from his tour for being racist, and we need to talk about it because this tea is piping. Now here's the tea, Chismosas. If you guys didn't already know, Kid Cudi is currently on tour. It's called the Rebel Ragers Tour, and he is headlining the whole thing, and he has a bunch of special guests and people that are headlining. Now there's A-Trak, M.I.A, and a bunch of other artists like Big Boy, and M.I.A was actually opening up the whole tour for them. Now apparently before Kid Cudi even went on tour and they told him that M.I.A was going to be opening, he told her people, hey, there better not be anything controversial going on stage because, you know, she has been linked to a lot of negative press. Apparently her team agreed to make sure that she didn't go off on a rant or anything while she was on stage, and she did just that. Now, I had no idea, but apparently M.I.A is super Republican, so she was out there saying the most outlandish things, and among those things was apparently her saying, been canceled for many reasons. I never thought I would be canceled for being a brown Republican voter. And I can't do illegal, though some of you could be in the audience. What? And apparently this is not the first time that she goes on crazy Republican rants while she's on tour, and I guess Kid Cudi has finally had enough, and he has announced that he removed her from the tour. This is how he made the announcement on his story. He said M.I.A is no longer on this tour. I told my management to send a notice to her team before we started tour that I didn't want anything offensive at my shows because I already knew what time it was, and I was assured that things were understood. After the last couple of shows, I've been flooded with messages from fans that were upset by her rants. This to me is very disappointing, and I won't have someone on my tour making offensive remarks that upsets my fan base. Thank you for understanding. Shout out to him for doing anything at all, because I know a lot of people, especially artists nowadays, they just worry about the money and how it's going to affect their money. And he was like, F that. Nah, if you guys don't feel safe or happy coming to my tour, I'm not doing this. And I love that. Again, I haven't not even heard about M.I.A. in years. I mean, I literally know one song of hers, the freaking Planes song. Is that what's it called? Something about planes. That's the only song I know. So I didn't even know that she was a Republican and that she was going on these crazy rants and that she was going a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But damn, I mean, honestly, I feel like if he knew what kind of person she was, he should have just fought against her being an opener to begin with. But that's just my opinion. I'm glad he got rid of her, but I need to know what you guys think about this. Let me know down below in the comments. And thanks to Michelle for sending me this story. Appreciate all my chismosas. Keep the tea coming, and as always, don't forget to like and follow for more gossip.
Kid Cudi, baby, why would you have M.I.A. open up for you? Do you not know your audience? A person that's been going on Republican political rants and this, that. So mind you, you have made yourself very clear on your stances of being anti-ICE and this, that. So you clearly don't align with her politics, but yet you had her open up for you. And not just like on some just stick to the music type shit. She's literally making political rants as an opener. No one wants to hear that. Do you not know your audience? Or do you yourself low-key align with her, and that's why you have her as an opener? Because seeing all the videos of people booing off M.I.A., that should be an indicator that you gotta go. You can't be opening up for me. You fucking up the vibes. Like, do you know your audience? Because this opener tells me you do not.
As a teenager into my young adult years, my favorite artist of all time was Kid Cudi. Now, when everything was coming out about Cassie and we found out that she had run to Kid Cudi's house and he had had his car blown up, I was a little bit proud of myself for being such a big Kid Cudi fan, because I honestly look back on when I was going through some terrible things as a teenager, and the fact that his music specifically helped me through so much of it. It's kind of nice to know when you look up to someone that there's someone who's not horrible. He's on tour. I already have tickets to go when he's here. But I guess M.I.A. was opening up for him, and she went on a rant about illegals. Look at what he did. Look at what he did. I would never want to say my man, but, or say that I love a man, because no, but I really do. Like, 16-year-old me, 17-year-old me is just so happy that the person that I supported so much, I had posters, I very rarely stand anyone, but everyone knew I was obsessed with Kid Cudi. If I go through my Facebook, he was my banner on Facebook. I was uploading photos of him all the time. I loved his music so much. It does make my heart happy to see him stand 10 toes down. He's still just a man, but I will pay money to go see him live.
When I saw this story pop up on my Apple News today, I was like, I have to do a video on this when I get home. Whew. I wasn't even planning on making a video tonight, but damn, I had to jump on this because the audacity of her to come up on the stage and say something about illegal. Girl, please. Y'all, I'm gonna sound like all over the place because I am truly speaking like just my natural thoughts as they come through in my head. But this is insanity. You couldn't even be quiet for 2 months. This tour was only gonna be 2 months long, not a super long tour. You went and mess up your bag and a good source of income just to spew all your stupid shit. That is insane to me. I am sorry. Do you think you're going to get points with Trump or something for saying that? Did you think because you were in Texas, you thought people was going to clap and agree with you? No, honey. Like, Dallas is a pretty liberal city. Now, I ain't going to lie. If they would have been at the Dickies Arena or something in Fort Worth, you probably would have got a couple claps, because Tarrant County, where Fort Worth is, they a little bit, I don't know if I'd say a little bit. They're a good bit more red than Dallas County. Y'all was at the Dos Equis Arena, and that's in the heart of downtown Dallas. Well, not right in the middle, but it's not far at all. And girl, you should have known not to do that. Don't think just because you in Texas, you feel like this is your people right here. Now, maybe in other parts, maybe if you was performing in the backwoods somewhere, okay, some people would have been cheering for you, but were they? Because it still don't mean that they would like you, but that's another story. This is, I don't know. All I could do is laugh at this rate because you went through all of this. And from what the videos are saying, it's like, it seems like this isn't anything new. And I do think that is a good question for Kid Cudi. I don't know if he'll ever come out and say anything. It kind of seems like he just put out his statement on his Instagram stories and that's just going to be it. So we'll see if he speaks out about it. I mean, I would like to know like what possessed him to let her come on the tour, knowing this and knowing the fact that you had to warn her team to not do this. And that's the other thing too. She was, after the warning, she was just like, oh, F that. I'm going to say what I want. So you don't even respect the artist who let you come on his tour. He didn't have to do that. So I got to give it up to Cudi for putting a stop to it right away. I think the show was on Saturday night and we got the news of her being fired today, which is Monday, May 4th. So I wonder maybe if he had to take a day to maybe check with lawyers or something to see if he had the right to fire. I don't know how that works. But, you know, a day isn't too bad. I don't think they had a show on Sunday, so it's not like she went on after that. Good for Cudi for putting a stop to that and standing 10 toes down in his decision. So it looks like I was on TMZ just looking to see if she said anything. It looks like she posted something on Twitter and it says, "Don't be an agent of division. I can't vote in the US and 48% of Latin community voted for Trump. So are you going to hate them all? We must unite to make this country that everyone wants to live in a better place. If you are not easily, girl, led by rumor, then you don't see the light for yourself. I pray for your awakening." All you could do is just deep breath. If you were truly wanting to make the country a better place, you wouldn't have said what you said. If you're trying to unite to make this country a better place, why are you trying to be racist against immigrants? That makes absolutely zero sense. And where do you think you're getting with all of this? Like, I'm not going to hold anybody for having their own beliefs, but at least you could have made sure that the crowd was on your side. Why would you think a Kid Cudi crowd would be the people that's going to rock with you? But like I said, I guarantee you, I bet it's because she thought, oh, we're in Texas, so I have a little bit of free reign to say that, because it doesn't look like at any of the like 2 or 3 shows that was before this one in Dallas, it doesn't seem like she said anything. So she probably felt comfortable, which I do feel like it's weird because the Austin show was the day before or the show before it. And I think it started in Arizona and then they went to New Mexico and then came here to Texas. So yeah, she definitely got bold to come out and say that because she thought she was in Texas, which obviously is a red state. So she's like, oh, I think I feel comfortable saying this here. But at the same time, you're going to come and say that on a stage where Texas is probably the second most populous country for immigrants. Like, what were you thinking? I just do not understand that. Now you out of a job for some BS. Trump is not going to pay you out of his pocket for spewing his rhetoric. That man making billions of dollars and ain't thinking about you. Y'all always want to align with these people y'all feel like is on a higher level, but look at what is getting you in return. Now you're out of a job and who knows, I don't even think she lives here. I don't know, maybe she does. I don't know, maybe if she's able to stay here on a work visa or something, but she's British. I had to look this up because I was about to light her ass up in a way because I knew she was Sri Lankan, but I thought that she was a Sri Lankan immigrant. who immigrated to the UK, but it looks like, just from what I looked up, she was born in the UK, and then when she was a child, she moved to Sri Lanka, and then this is the kicker too, they had to move back to the UK as refugees because there was a war in Sri Lanka. And plus, what I read too, it's like they grew up extremely poor. So you of anybody should know what it's like for immigrant parents or parents that had to just pick up, well, a family that just had to pick up and go and just make a life, a whole new life somewhere else. You out of anybody should know what that's like. But no, you think that you get a little fame and some money. You think that you're now above that now. No, you have to remember where you came from. I'm not saying that has to be your entire personality. People grow and people achieve success. That's amazing. But don't act like you're brand new, and the fact that you have some money now and you've been all over the world, to act like you have not been looked at as an immigrant. I'm sure when she was coming up, I don't want to speak for her and I don't want to play into stereotypes, but we know how race relations are even in the UK. I'm sure she didn't have the best of upbringings. I'm sure it was not easy, but yet you want to spew this rhetoric for that to spread onto other communities, for them to be looked down upon as immigrants. I don't like that at all, because that's how a lot of these, especially celebrities and regular people too, they feel like once they get a little bit of money, that gets them a closer proximity to whiteness and to make themselves feel like they're better than the people within their own community. It always comes back to this. You are going to, if this was a Kid Rock show and you was opening up for him, those people in the crowd probably wouldn't pay you the time of day. And it might be a handful of people that know Paper Planes. And you think you're going to be welcomed with open arms with them? I highly doubt it, girl. I highly doubt it. So the fact that you're going to take this opportunity, because we haven't seen you in years. Like, what stage have you graced in the past 10, 15 years? Like, Paper Planes gotta be at least 15 years old, if not older. It might not be quite at 15, but somewhere around there. But yet you're gonna jeopardize your entire career, whatever's left of it, and you're gonna come on stage and do all of this. Like, that is wild to me that you just threw away this opportunity. Now you really ain't gonna have anywhere to perform. Now you're gonna have to create your own tour. If you were the headliner to your own tour, then you could say stuff like that, because your fans, I would think, would know how you are. And if they want to align with you, then they're not going to be shocked by that. But don't come on someone's tour like talking this type of shit to the crowd, and you know it's a crowd that might have some immigrants in it, and you're going to have the gall to say some offensive stuff like that. I hope, and I'm sorry to say this, but I hope no other artist takes you on tour. Go ask Kid Rock if he gonna let you go on his tour. Go ask who else? Go ask Carrie Underwood. Go ask Kodak Black. Go ask Lil Wayne. Let's see if they're gonna allow you to go on tour with them. Because you proved that you can't be trusted. You couldn't shut your mouth and be quiet for 2 months while you just got through this tour. Like, you could say what you want on your own social media, on your own platforms. Now, I don't know if he had something against that too, but you couldn't even keep it to where you didn't say that while you were on stage. You were probably on stage for 30 minutes and you couldn't be quiet. Like, that is just so, I just do not understand that. Like, messing up your own opportunities just to stand up for something that wouldn't even back you if you needed them to. Always wanting to align with this side. Would that side be there to help you out when you need it? I guess we'd have to see what would happen with that. But yeah, like I said, good for Cudi. And that's the other thing too. He probably was really wanting to make sure this tour runs smoothly, because you have to remember, Kid Cudi, he performed at Coachella in 24, so a couple years ago, and I'm sure if you have heard about it, he jumped off the stage and he broke his foot badly. Like, he couldn't even finish his set at Coachella. I remember this because he broke his foot around the same time my brother did. And y'all should go Google what his x-ray looked like once he got all them screws and them plates. I think it's mostly screws. His foot is halfway metal now, and he had to cancel his previous tour to this. I'm sure he wanted his fans to have a really good experience and to be able to forget about everything happening in the real world. So that's another reason why he was probably like, no, cut that shit out right now. I think he had to cancel his entire tour because I think when he performed at Coachella, I don't think the tour had started yet. Let me know if I'm wrong, if anybody was scheduled to go to his one a couple years ago. So now that he back up and running and he healed, and I mean he had to relearn how to walk. I mean, you typically do, because I think my brother had to go to physical therapy too, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty serious. Like, I mean, if y'all see the x-rays of his foot, it's bad. Like, all those screws in his foot. But like I said, it's good that he was able to make a recovery from that. But he deserves to have, like, a tour that runs smoothly. I'm kind of glad. I mean, of course, I didn't want it to happen at all. But I'm kind of happy that she did it at the beginning of the tour so that he didn't have to go on stage every night wondering what was going to happen. Because it was going to be inevitable from what it sounded like. The age-old story. Once you get a little cash in your pocket, you forget where you come from. It never ends well for people who think like that. Like, you could at least have enough respect, have your views. I mean, I can't control that. I definitely don't agree, but this is what you choose to align yourself with. I mean, you could have your views, but keep it off the stage. Like, nobody needed to hear that. But I guess you found out. Let's see who's going to book you now, sweetie. Like I said, shout out to Kid Cudi for making the decision and making it, within a reasonable amount of time. Put a moon in the comments if you make it this far for Kid Cudi. If you know, you know. But yeah, that's all I have, y'all. Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Bye, see you later.